Well, good morning and welcome to the shack. It's Monday, it's raining, and never a better time to do some crafting. So let's get together. My name's Barbara Gray from Clarity here in the UK. Let's just get together, hang out for an hour, have a cup of coffee, and yeah, and let's just direct the week, shall we? How are you? Our friend Paul will be in the building with your good selves. So I'm hoping that the sound is good and he can hear me. I'm early to the party just to let our friends find us. Big week this week at Clarity, as you may or may not know. Huge week, actually. Sound is nice and clear. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, it's the Clarity Club members half price sale. It happens twice a year, and I know that a lot of you have been waiting. So we opened the doors, the virtual doors, this morning, and it has begun, which we're very, very grateful for. It's never come at a better time. So, you know, read the room. And we really appreciate your business and your custom. Just seen the sale, woohoo, there you go. So get your wish lists out. And the sale starts now. It's many of you have already found it. And it will carry on now until midnight next Monday. So on the 17th of February, you've got till the 17th of February to take full advantage. There you are. And other than that, it's all going well. I went to see Maggie Dave and I went up to Evesham to see Maggie on Maggie Craner, our dear friend Maggie. She got me this cup. And we went to see her on Saturday and she was doing well. All things considered, it was good to see her. She's 100% in the room. She's as sharp as a pin, always has been. So that was lovely. Her speech is great. You know, and she kept up and she stayed awake and she was really, you know, all systems go. We stayed for about 2.5 hours. It's a long way from where we are. It's a long way. I think Dave said it was about 170 miles one way. So it was quite a trek, but it was worth every minute of it just to see Maggie and make sure she's okay. So that's good. And I'm hoping that that she gets better and better and better, you know. So yeah, so that was good. I felt happier for seeing her. You know what I mean? And if you feel that you could write a letter or write a card, think about Maggie. She's a very clever girl, very clever lady, and so you know, and very fiercely independent and very creative and always doing things, you know, that doing and making. So to be laid up, and many of us have been in that boat, it's quite a challenge to keep occupied, isn't it? So letters would be great, cards would be great, visits would be brilliant. I'm sure she'd be really happy if you live in the area. I know that that, you know, Evesham's a long way from here, but it's maybe around the corner from you. Yeah, so that'd be great. And other than that, what else is going on? We've got the sale going on. Went to see Maggie. Paul and Earl went and got their new little dog. So I'm sure that will be a bundle of little joy and energy. Huh? I heard that Gola's not impressed. It's all right, she'll get used to it. I remember when we had Dutchie. Dutchie came first. We had 2 black labs, you see, when the kids were small, and Dutchie was first, and she was crazy, right? Absolutely mad dog. And everybody said, oh, you know, labs are like that when they're puppies. They'll eat their way through your kitchen. She did. And then she ate her way through the dining room as well, and the living room. And they said, oh, she'll calm down after a couple of years. Never did. Right up until the day she died at about 14. She was as mad as a box of frogs, that dog. But I remember a couple of years in, it might have been a year even, not that long, we brought Duke into the fold. So another little black lab, her husband. And she was all over him. She she absolutely, there was not a moment when she didn't, you know, she was worse than him, really. I don't think he knew what hit him. Because when we went to pick Duke, when we went to pick Dutchie, she came bounding toward me and I went, oh, that's the one. Never realizing that she'd still come bounding toward me 14 years later. Whereas, so when we went to pick Duke, he was a real quiet one sitting in the corner, like didn't want to move. He was a big ball of a puppy. And so all the ones that came bounding towards me, I was batting them out of the way going, no, I want that really quiet one at the back. And he ended up being the gentlest buffalo of a dog, like a real gun dog. Whereas Dutchie was a prancy show dog. You know, what a beautiful couple they made. Yeah. They had 8 puppies. I'm just letting our friends come in now. They had 8 puppies together. Beautiful. And nobody was more surprised than us when 3 yellow labs popped out. So, well, where did they come from? I know. You know, little black ones coming out, a couple of twins. We had a couple of twins in one sack. That was interesting. Right. So the little black ones popped out. And then like number 4 and number 5 and number 6, I think, they came out yellow labs. Yeah, little blondes. So that was interesting. Yeah, so I'm hoping that Gola takes to Gertie. Anyway, so Paul, you're in the room, and we've got a big hour ahead. We're on R4, and I thought, you know what, we'll keep it short, keep it simple. This week's quite it's an important week at Clarity. Okay, read between the lines. It's a very important week at Clarity, and we're going to drive this sale. I'm driving it, and so is Paul. And so what we thought we would do is every hour, not every hour, but each hour that we have a Clarity TV show, it will be a sales-driven TV show. So, for example, today we're at 10 o'clock. It's the SHAC. I'm going to show you a few little, just shine a light on some beautiful stamps. Because the thing about the half price sale is it is a half price sale. So where you would spend £20 on a set of stamps, now you only pay £10. Where you would spend £10 on a groovy plate, now you only pay £5. So this is well worth investigating. And the other thing, of course, is if you're not in our clubs, then there's never been a better time to join than this week. Okay, so the trick is to join the clubs and then go shopping. Don't go shopping and then join the clubs. Wrong. Okay. Sue's, obviously, she's on the phones, 01732 868 215. If you want to fast track your joining, that's not a problem. Or you can go online and do it at claritystamp.com. But the SHAC is usually, I know, the SHAC is about doodling, about hanging out, about community. Always. Hasn't been any different. What was that? We started in 2020. It's 2025 and we're still here every Monday at 10. But every now and again, friends, and that's what we are here, you have to know that we need to drive the sales. And since Create and Craft in Oundle folded, it's a crucial part of the business. So I'm sure that there's nobody in this room that will have anything to say about the fact that I'm going to shine a light on a couple of different products. I was talking to Julie about it earlier, and that we've got such a vast selection on our website. Often you can't even remember or don't even know what beautiful things there are, you know. So so what we're going to do, if you've got a pencil now, I'm going to tell you the hours that we're having, that we're doing our Shine a Light sale shows this week. Okay, so it's going to be today at 2 o'clock. You know, we always do 10 and 2, 10 and 2, 10 and 2. So it's today at 2 o'clock. That will be a Shine a Light show. Then there'll be a tomorrow. Paul's got the SHAC in the morning. We'll be shining a light in the SHAC. And then at 2 o'clock. So tomorrow, Tuesday, 10 and 2. Wednesday, just 10. Just 10 o'clock. We'll be here. That's the other thing is it's finding that balance, isn't it? We don't want to bombard you, but by the same token, we have to do something. So Wednesday, we're going to have a sales drive at 10 in the morning. And then on Thursday at 10 in the morning again. So the mornings are good, right? When you're getting up and having your coffee, then we're here to keep you company and shine a light. Okay, so that's Thursday at 10 o'clock. And then in the afternoon, not in the afternoon, but in the evening, do you remember I was with Janice on Friday launching her timestamp range, and we've got the brand shop. We've got a brand shop on our website now, and we're going to start building that brand shop. But I'd done a couple of really good demos using a jelly plate, but I didn't get to them on Friday because we just never do we? So I thought, let's switch it up a little bit. We can park the colouring on Thursday evening in the shack. They were doing the floral alphabet with the posters. I think they're half price as well right now. I know, right? But I thought it'd be really cool to do a demo using bow wad papers, using the jelly plates. I'm going to do a little bit of a craft along, demos, tricks and tips. Okay, so that'll be Thursday evening at 7 o'clock. And then on Friday, it will be 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Sales at 10, sales at 2. Right, just shining a light on a selection of products. We've been very busy. We've got bins, not of the products, but of what I thought would be really nice is if we show you the product, tell you the code, and then have a little art gallery. Because I've always been of the mind that art samples sell product. It's the inspiration. When you see what you can do, it's one thing looking at a packet. It's another thing seeing what you can do with it. Yeah, there you go. So that's what we're going to do. Now let's see. R for rain. I was thinking about this. It's all a bit of a scramble at the moment, but I'm sure that you understand. So I'm going to karmic hermit, and I thought, because it's like R. When I was leaving on Friday, Paul said, "Don't forget Arthur on Monday." Arthur? Who's Arthur? And he said, "No, Arthur something. Arthur what?" Silly sod. Yeah, don't forget Arthur. So I thought, Arthur, rain. I did, because it's been raining all weekend. The fog going up to Evesham was insane. I know, I'm glad that Dave drove, because he was wiped out yesterday as well. It's so strenuous. It's strenuous driving at night, I feel, and it was dark when we were coming. It's strenuous driving in the fog, and it's strenuous driving in the rain. And guess what we had on? We ticked all 3 boxes on Saturday. I know. Foggy, you couldn't see, it was like pea soup. And then it started raining. He said, "Oh, it just got better." And I said, "Well, it could freeze. Then you'd really have some fun." But I spoke to my mum, and she's absolutely right. She said, I love my mum. She said, as long as you're doing it together, as long as you and Dave are doing it together, it's fine, because you'll be hanging out together in the kitchen, you'll be hanging out together in the car. Yeah, as long as you're hanging out together and you talk and you make plans and you make jokes. She said, why wouldn't you be together? And I thought, she's not wrong. So I thought, what about if we make some raindrops keep falling on my head? I had to do it, friends. I needed to give you that little worm. You're going to be singing that all day now. Ready? So I thought, look, that's the sum of my prep today. Raindrops keep falling on my head. I thought it'd be really easy for us, like quick and simple, snappy, okay? Quick and simple. I'm going to teach you or show you, you know how to do this anyway. I think if we didn't do raindrops in the shack during lockdown, I know that we did gems, we did faux gems. In fact, we did gems last year in the C for Crown. Do you remember? We did a C for Crown. But gems are, in principle, they're the same, except that you don't have all the bloodshot, like the shots of the shards that you have in a gemstone. You don't have them in a teardrop or in a water drop or in a raindrop. So I know it's a little bit of a It's a little bit of a stretch to get to Arthur. Yeah, he did make me laugh. Arthur. That was like when he was on the telly and he kept going on about Fred. I thought it was Fred. And he was talking about Fred. Once a Londoner, always a Londoner, eh, Paul? Yeah, so now we're on the Arthur raindrops, okay? And I thought, wow, while we let our friends find us, how about we do a couple of raindrops together, okay? We won't worry about I've got another idea for the letters. R's easy. We'll sort out R after the sale, okay? After the rain. But I want to show you the teardrops or the raindrops, okay? Let's do these. Nice. So what we need, we don't need a lot. We need a sharpener. I'm going to use a blending pen. So, I say, they must be in the sale. They must be in the sale. Okay. Yeah, they must be because they're clarity. The half price sale is to do with anything clarity. If it's got clarity on the packaging, it's in the half price sale. Unless it was in January. If we launched it in January or we did it in January, then we can't in good conscience. I would, of course I would, but that would really frustrate people who invested in us in January. And I know with a little bit of long-sightedness, okay, I know that next January, I might as well not bother getting out of bed in January because you'd all be waiting for the February sale. So what we do is we ring fence January. So in answer to your question, I know that you're asking it, are the stamp pens, are the wreaths, the little floral wreaths? No, they're not in the sale. Because the hundreds of people that invested and kept us going through January, they would be like, well, that was a con, right? So no, we're not doing that. Anything in January is not in the sale. There you go. I wish Marks and Spencer's would do that. A number of times I've gone, I don't go there anymore now. Don't buy clothes. I can't. I've got no room for them anymore. But you know what it's like? You go, you buy a coat for 150, 200 quid, and then you go back the following week and it's a half the price. And you think, but I guess there is that cut-off point. There has to be a point, doesn't there? So anyway, back to me raindrops. We need the blending pens and the blending nibs. That's for certain. And then all I've got is I've got some pencils. So I'm going to use my HB pencil, and then I've got some softer ones. Remember Buffer Black? Buffer Black. I've got a 4B and a 5B. The higher the number, the blacker, softer the pencil. So Buffer Black would be quite good too, right? We don't sell these anymore. We used to. But you know what? If you've got an HB pencil, that is right down the middle and it's perfect for this job. HB pencil, just got to be a little bit, gentle. Just be gentle with it. Softer the black, like charcoal's easy, just smear it, don't you? If you want to go really black. We need a bit, the contrast is what does the job here though, okay? That just wouldn't be fair, would it? No, it wouldn't, Jackie. Okay, so I was thinking, how about we take our HB pencil, let's just make a couple of, I'm going to leave these ones on the page so that you can see what we're doing. I'll just make this one a little bit bigger, right? So make a circle-ish, a sphere of some description. I won't go too heavy. Let's do 3, but they're top, and then I'm going to make them one like that. Do one more there. There you go. Alrighty, that'll do. So then in the top part, say the light's hitting here from here. That's the idea, is the light's coming down here. The smaller, the more difficult, to be fair. All right, the bigger, but you could do a small one if you like there. And just check yourself. You work it out. And then we're going to put, do you know what I forgot? My Dame Edna's. Let me just get my real hardcore magnifiers. This is where these ones, so I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Although, yeah, it's only on the small ones you need those, Bob. Oh, chair. Right, ready? So what we're going to do is let me make a little mark like that, right? Just a little mark like that, so that I can see. If I come in a bit closer, shall I? Where's that remote? I love this new camera. Right, so you see, you make the little mark there. We'll make another little mark. Let's do this. If you do this, I find it a lot easier to just give yourself, rather than introduce the white afterwards. I haven't used anything except the pencils here. Oh, and my eraser pencil, the pink one. Okay. But if you make a little gap, so you know, right, I'm not going to go in that area. I know that that's got to stay white. Then it just helps. There you go, like that. Can you see that okay, friends? Good. Raindrops are falling on my head. Right, now let's go to buffer black, shall we? Let's go for and what we're going to do now, you can see we need to get some. So what you're doing in effect is you're putting some grey pencil on the inside of the drop on the top. Okay, I'll do them all at the same time. I might as well, because that way I've see what I'm doing by doing that. It's that same old that I'm always going on about when you're doing artwork. Okay, if you've got 4 on the go at the same time, or 3 or 4 pieces of artwork, even drops like this, what that does is it takes the pressure off you. You haven't got to perform. It's not like you've got to do one absolutely to completion. You got 4 on the go. So if one looks a bit ropey or doesn't quite work out the way you'd like it, it's just spreading the pressure, really. Do you see? See, so you've got 4 opportunities to get it right. I know the skeptics in you are going, yeah, you got 4 opportunities to get it wrong. That's not the point, okay? So we're just going to put some shade, but you're adding the shade. It's ever so easy. It is, it's easy. Just put some shade with an HB pencil or a black pencil. When I say black, I don't mean colouring black. Don't use your polychromos or that. No. You don't want to go there. You don't want to go there. You want a lead pencil or graphite pencil. Okay. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So you add shadow, see, but you don't have to. Right, just get a little bit of shadow going. It's good control. It's good practice. So you're going to get darker up there, you see, and then you've got to smooth it out. But you need to add some colour to start with, don't you? There you go. So this is good to do because I can chat while I'm doing this as well. Now I'm doing 4. It's like mass production, isn't it? And let's face it, 1 raindrop is not going to really cut the mustard, is it? Right, so we get that going like that. Right. What have I used here? The burr. Okie dokie. So now, once I've done that, I've got to put the shadow on the outside, let's say on the outside opposite. So now I'm just going to make a line around the outside. This is the optical illusion, see? So wherever the shadow is on the inside, that's where you put it on the outside at the bottom, opposite side. There we go, like that. And the other thing is, because we're only using pencils, you can erase all of it. See? So let's just do that. Look, sweeping through. And you could spend 5 minutes doing it, you could spend 5 hours doing it. But I like it when you start to see it pop off the page, the dimension. Yeah? There we go. So let's have a look. So we're just going to add this along the bottom here, like that. Hey, nice. And then just add that round there, and then this one as well. So always underneath like that. There we are. And you're just going to, simple, isn't it? So once you've done that, then you've got your rough idea. And then let's just, because we're using a light black, if you like, not too bad. HB would work best for this, right? So then we'll just drag this colour. Let's come in a bit further, like that. I tell you what would be a good idea is if I get a piece of scrap. Hey, let's just do this. And I'm just going to give myself a bit of a chisel on that side so that it's a bit softer. Do you know what I mean? That's better. So it's not so sharp. It can be sharp if I turn it round, can't it? So now, yeah, there you go. So now I can feather out like that really nicely. I can feather out really nicely. There we are, like so. And then I'll feather out really nicely into this one as well. There you go. Yeah. See, once you've got the shadow in, so you just feathering out is a really great way of getting some shadow down, and then just fading it to nothing. Don't worry, we'll give it another go in a minute with the blending pens. That's where they come in. But for now, this is a really great way to go. So we're just going to bring that down like so. There we are. Excellent. Yeah. Okay. Other good news, right? And we already knew it, but I'm going to say it again just because I can, right? So it's official. We did get the awards this year, which is really good. You know, I said to you before, it's like never come at a better time, you know, when you've been let down by so many people and your business is on its knees, you start to question yourself, you know, and I did. And so it hasn't been great, but we're getting there now. We're turning the curve. And one of the best things that's happened is our customers, our cherished customers, yourselves, right? You voted for us last year. And the results couldn't have come at a better time. I can't even tell you. Right, I'm going in with a darker one now. Get a bit of a chisel going. Right, let's have a go. And so we've got 3 awards, which is great. We've got best, let me see, we've got best workshops. Great. So that's lovely. That award. So I guess that's to do with the retreats that we've got in the summer and the open days and the SHAC. And then, of course, my online workshops, which have been a really big success. Yeah. So that was marvelous and much appreciated, that little accolade. So that was official. That came out. We knew unofficially, didn't we? But see how they're coming together now. And then we'll come in under here, and then the second award was the runner-up for the best stamps. Well, you know, the clue's in the name. If our company is called Clarity Stamps, I mean, we changed our company name to Clarity Crafts to encapsulate everything else that we do a couple of years ago. But, you know, in the main, we're called Clarity Stamps, aren't we? We have been for a long time. And so we got the award for silver. We got silver on best stamps, which is fantastic. Okay. Make the artwork come to you when you do this. And then And then I got, which is quite, this is what I mean about when you think, oh, I've just about reached the end of my rope. And then I was awarded Craft Personality of the Year, which I struggled to say almost out loud because it's quite a pinch me moment, that one. I mean, after all these years, that's quite something, you know, for this old bird. Yeah. So that was it's quite a privilege to receive that one, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So that was I'm just going in with another layer of dark now. But if I was going to pick 3, I couldn't have picked 3 more popular ones or more pertinent ones for our life at the moment, you know. The stamps are brilliant. Love that they're appreciated, especially because we're getting into this white labeling where we're making for other companies, right? Which is exactly where we need to go. If Dave and I are going to keep going, then that's exactly what we've got to do. You know, we're too old now to do all the shows, the NEC and all that. We can't do that. You know, so I said to you last year, it'll be, if we're going to keep going, I've got to lean into the workshops, the paid online workshops. I've got to, how brilliant is that then that we get best workshop accolade? Nice, right? And then we get best stamp, well, second best stamps, but that's fine. That's good enough. Got to be in it to win it. And that's brilliant because the white labeling is going to be another thing that keeps our head above water, right? Where we're making for other companies. And the good news is that's picking up now. That's, you know, you don't know this because you're our cherished customers. But from a business point of view, it's called B2B, right? As opposed to B2C. So at the moment, say, for example, you and I, we have a B2C relationship, business to consumer. That's what it's called in business speak. And then there's B2B, which means business to business, which means that we're making stamps then for other businesses, and that's called white labeling. Okay. Because our name, if they want our name on the package, that's great, but they don't have to have our name on the package, you know? And then we make for them, we help them get their brand going, like we did with Janice. Brilliant, right? And then, yeah, and that's how it works. So what's amazing is that we got the award for stamps and for workshops. Well, if I needed a sign to let me know that we're headed in the right direction, I think that was it, wasn't it? See how I'm just adding a little bit of depth down there underneath? So you can see how they work, can't you? I think this is going to be lovely. See, and the good news is that I can talk and do this. Boom. The other award Team Clarity should win is for the best customer service. Theirs is without doubt second to none. Well, thank you, Ken. You're too kind. Now, let me find a sharper pen. H, that'll do. Pencil, I mean. And what I'm going to do is just define the edge a little bit. See, it's a lighter grey, see? But that'll be good, just to define the edge. There. Yeah, so happy days. We've got our open days teed up. We've got our retreats are selling well in the summer, in August. The workshops attached to the open days are selling very well. So it's all good. And this week we're going to concentrate on this half-price member sale. And if you were sitting on the fence and thinking about joining our club, there's never been a better time than this week. I mean, you do get, it's the oldest craft club in the country. You do get a lot of bang for your buck. I'll show you later. I might show you, see how much time I've got, because there's a couple of little things I want to show you here. But we got here 5B. I want to I just want to concentrate on getting the rain, the R for rain, right? R for R for rain. I was watching Only Fools and Horses. They are funny, aren't they? And there was a, you know, like you doom scrolling on Instagram as you do, and there was one about they were talking about it was funny. About desperate people, you know, and what people do when they're desperate. And, come on, Trig, you know Trigger, the sweeper, the road sweeper. He was talking about one of his oh, no, hang on, blending tool. Right, so this is where I'm gonna use the blending tool to so what we're gonna do is start here and start moving that grey. See, so yeah, so they were talking about, one of his cousins, or don't quote me on this, but it was his uncle or his cousin. Anyway, he was desperate because he owed 500 quid on his mortgage, right? And Trig was telling the story in the pub, and he said, you know, and he drove to Beachy Head. So for those of you who are not from England, right, Beachy Head is a place on the south coast where it's famous for people that have lost the will to live, because it's a really it's a cliff edge, right? And people they throw themselves over the cliff, right? So they either they plunge to their death, okay? And Beachy Head is a very famous, without wanting to put too fine a point on it, it's a very famous suicide point in the south coast of England, okay, Beachy Head. So Trig is telling Rodney and Del Boy about his uncle or a cousin who's desperate because he owes 500 quid on his mortgage and he's going to get evicted. So he takes himself down to Beachy Head, and then he parks about 5 foot away from the ledge of the cliff. And then he says, and then he just puts his head, it was the little bits, the timing is everything. He goes, and then he just put his head on his steering wheel for 2 hours, right? And he parked about 5 foot from the ledge, and you think, oh no. Okay. And then he says, and then Del Boy says, but there's where your faith in human nature is restored, because they had a whip round. The people had a whip round for him. They tried to talk him off the edge, and then in the end they had a whip round for him, and they raised the £500 for his mortgage. And then Rodney says, because Rodney always imagines it, he goes, so who had the whip round then for him? And he goes, Del Boy goes, the people on the bus. He was a bus driver. Anyway, made me laugh. Yeah, the passengers on the bus had a whip round for him. Yeah, timing is everything. Right, so what I'm doing now is, you see, I'm smoothing out that black graphite pencil and I'm bringing it down. Doesn't it look good? Is it looking like a drop yet? Oh, yes, it is. See? Yeah, the people on the bus had a whip round. I bet they did. Isn't that one of the best series? One of the best. Talk about golden oldies, eh? When because you know the kids, they live in the States, and one of the things that we do is we send each other really funny, like Instagram, you know, snippets like that we think is funny, because we got the same sense of humor. Kids have got the same sense of humor as me. But a lot of the stuff, like from the 70s and the 80s, they don't even know this stuff, because they might have remembered a little bit of it from when they were kids and I used to watch it. You know, we used to watch it together, but a lot of it was before their time, you know. And so it's just jogging their memories about some of the classics, some of the best, you know. I mean, we all know Brace Yourself, Rodney, with the chandelier where the one down the back goes. You know, we all know that one. But I wonder how many of us remember about Beachy Head. Yeah. So you can see how you can just build that round like so. And then once you've done that, you see, Now here's the thing, you can take your pencil and you can make that white area where the light's hitting it, you can, if you wanted to, you can make it sharper. Do you see? Because it's not always that big. So now you're going in with a dark pencil and you're relining that. See what I mean? So you can go in and you just go in there a little bit and just tidy that up a little bit. So you haven't had to rub anything out because you're there, see? And you just a little sliver at a time, like that. Little sliver, sliver. And you end up with a really tight white line. And it's dark down the bottom because you've had to do that. And then down the bottom as well. Take your dark pencil and just go in on that edge. Just on that edge like that. There, see how that tightens it up? Right, like that. And then on that one. And you could go in and do more of this. You could do more of the blending, add a bit of grey, smooth it out a bit. But don't half look like don't they look like drops? See? We could come in a little bit more on the grey down there. And then the other thing that I noticed when I was looking up how to do this, because you do. I mean, I didn't wake up inspired. I did look it up, right? Say this bit here underneath, right? So say we go really softly, because the more you do underneath, right? Let's just get that going, like sweep, 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 sweep. Okay, like that. And then we'll take our blending pen, the one that's in the sale, and we go sweep, 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 sweep. Right, bring that round. Okay, that'd be nice. Right, and then when we've done that, then what they recommend you do is you take your rubber, for example, and right opposite there, you just make a tiny little flick in there like that. There. So just a tiny little flick. There's not quite enough there to do it. Like that. Look, see? Isn't that cool? Because yeah, there you go, done. Sorted. And then the depth that you apply, that's entirely up to you. I would do a little bit more. And you can, look, if you want to, you can use your finger to smooth, because you've used a soft pencil, watch. So use a finger to smooth it through like that. But then so now it is grey, you don't realise it until you go in and you take out the white. So what you're doing is, look, watch when I take the white out of that side, see? So you can smooth the grey over the whole raindrop, half a rain, remember? There you go. Boom. Isn't that cool? I know. And thus endeth the half a rain session. I think that's why I was thinking about Rodney and Del Boy and Trigger. I thought it was just, I could watch them all night. It's just like a breath of fresh air, isn't it? Okay, so I've done that, tick that box. And then I thought it'd be good. I had another idea, okay? So, because I want to shine a light on a couple of things. Right, the first thing I want to shine a light on. Okay, before we start, I've got to talk to you about the club. Hands up who's not in the club. You should think about it, okay? No pressure. But it's £7 a month. That's all it is. And the point is as well, apart from what I'm going to show you what you get, the first point of interest, if you're in one of the project clubs, you get 10% discount. 2, you get 12.5%. 3, that's a diamond member, you get 15% discount on any purchases. And you get access to this half price sale. So let me show you, if we go to the clubs, right, I'll show you the 3 clubs. I won't spend too long because I want to show, I've got a really cool set of stamps I want to show you. But say you get, every month, you get a baby plate, a design. Then we take that design, okay, let me come out a little bit further. We take that design and then 2 people, it'll be Jane and Linda or myself and Jane. Sometimes Dee joins in and we make 2 projects. Right, and then these projects are laid up for us. So you can see what they are. You get all the step-by-step instructions on both of the projects photo step-by-step instructions so that you've got straight off the bat. It's a collectible. It's bound. It's stapled together. It's a double project with the gift. The gift from us is the actual plate. Then we got the stamp one. This is Barbara and Jane did this. So we did this one together. So you can see the stamp is the polar bear. And then again, double project. Shows you exactly how to arrive at these different techniques. So it's a real educational club. And then the third club is the stencil. So you get a beautiful stencil project, Barbara and Jane. Get a double project, really nice pictures, tricks, techniques. So to join that, for example, the stencil club, that's £7. And you get one every month. It's a year's subscription, £7 a month. £14 a month for both of them. Right, so you're always going to get product and education. And then if you go for it and you want all three, so you get, it really gives you a, if you like, it gives you, you know, when you lost your mojo, it's like it just gives you a little nudge, a little ideas, and they're not too difficult, you know. But we've got two projects, and you'll find that one is always a little bit more involved than another one. So whether you're starting out or whether you're a real seasoned, it's never boring, you know. There's always something new. So like I say, you know, you can pick 1, 2 or 3 clubs and you get 10, 12.5 or 15% discount plus all this. And here's the news. Right, let me show you one stamp. I really like these stamps. Okay, and here's what I'm saying. So we've got a set of buttons. They're buttons. It's beautiful. Right, we've got a set of buttons. We drew them in the SHAC. These were the Holland buttons. You get all those and the masks. Now, normally an A6 stamp set like that would be £9.99, right? Any time of the year, it would be £9.99 plus your club discount. Okay, so it'd be 10% less, 12.5% less, or 15% less. But the RRP on that set of stamps for anybody who's not in the club is a tenner. This week, you get that set. There you go. All those for £5. You save £4.99. And that's across the board on all the groovy plates, all the stencils, absolutely everything that's got clarity on it, except what we did last week. Yeah. So I thought I'm going to pick up a pack of button stamps to show you. And then I thought, while I'm on it, I'll show you a little trick, because I was looking at this and I thought, I have an idea for these buttons. Let's take, because we're in the Doodle Shack, so let's just look at these. All right, let me go to my pencils again, and let me pick my HB pencil, because I think I'm going to go simple. Okay, HB, that's a short one. I can hear Grace in my head going, that's what she said. Sorry. Right. Okay. So Grace is in Goa. She's having the time of her life. She looks amazing in a sari. She took 2 saris. She has an Indian friend in New York that lent her 2 saris. So off she went to Goa to a wedding. And she sent us photographs. And the black and gold one, absolutely fantastic. We'll wait for her to get back, and then we'll have a little Goa cinema. And we'll have a look at some of the wedding photographs. Pretty spectacular. Now she's hanging out with a bunch of, she calls them very spiritual, beautiful people. Isn't that lovely? Sounds like Grace. Spiritual, beautiful. Now let's have a look. So my idea, I thought, I keep picking this up, take a piece of our 3.5 by 3.5 paper. All right, let's do this. And then let's draw. I'll show you what I'm going to draw so that you get a rough idea of where I'm going with this. See, I thought I love you, because we're on the alphabet. And I thought the O's, these are like O's, but they would make super, like so. So you sort of split it in your mind's eye into 3 blocks, right? And then we'll go right down the middle. It's a bit of central writing centrally, isn't it? I, like that. Let's just put the I in, right? And then we're going to go L there, put the L in there, like that. Okay, let's just real light, you know, like we do it real light. I'll put the E in over here. Right, so let's get the E in. That'll do. Bit of centering. So put the, it's just tricks and tips. I think a lot of it is when you see a good idea and you think, I know you can't see this very, let me come in a bit closer so you can see it better what I'm doing. There you go. I love, and then, because it's Valentine's coming up as well, isn't it? So then we've got the O in the middle. So I'm going to put the O just so that I've got it there. Then I'm going to put the Y there. Right, so we've got Y, like that, U. There you go. So that's that. And then I've got the U there. I love you. So, but what a nice, you know, if you, I would love to, I'm going to make one of these for Dave. I might do it on a mount board, you know, like a tea coaster. There you go. So you've got your O, you got your, it's kind of centered, not great, but it could be better, but that'll do. Right. So you got your U, you got your L. So, and then you can, once you're happy with it, I'm not delighted with it, but that'll do for now. So here's one I did earlier, you watch. So I can go like that. So I've got my O, I've got my gap for me O, I've got my Y. Right, then I've got my L there. I'm missing a V. That's why it looks a bit, right, so I've got my O there. So I'm going to pop my V in there. There you go. So you're sketching. It's very sketchy, right, because it's going to be stitched anyway. So I'll get my V in. Nice. Okay. I love you, let's say. Okay. So you can pop them in. You could do this on tracing paper, couldn't you? And then really, I can't wait till we get our proper alphabet with all the ones we're drawing. Now, done that. So then, right, so we've got our I, we've got our, that'll do. That'll do. Right, now we've got our stamps. So now I'll take my set of stamps and I'll go, right, which O do I want? Do I want that O? Do I want that? And if I'm not sure what they look like, I can take my insert and I can say, right, I think I want, I love that one. I love that one. Where's that one? I bet that would look lovely. That one there, see? I reckon that'd sit in there nicely. Or that one's a bit small, but that would look good too. That one. All right, you see what I'm getting at? So then I'll take that and I'm going to pop this on a, let's see. So if you're new to stamping, let's give it a go. Let's see what they stamp up like. I haven't stamped these. I've just peeled this. This is a new 2-minute job. Let me just see what this looks like. Oh yeah, love that. See, so that's going to sit in there absolutely beautifully. Okay, so if I take that stamp there, I love it when I, right, so then I'll pop that in there like so. Nice. And I think, so now it's up to you. Do you want to use the same one twice? I've got it in my hand and I've got to show you, I want to shine a light on some other stuff. So now I've got my, yeah, this is going to be nice. See, so I've done that. Then I need my micron pens. Paul, are they in the sale, the micron pens? I hope so, because I'm talking about them. If they are, could you put the link up? My sister has a button phobia. Oh no, I don't. Now let's have a look. So once you've done that, you see, you can use your micron pen. I'm just going to use the one because it's kind of got the same. See, and I've got my O there now. And what I'm going to do is do a real sketchy so that it looks as if it's kind of patchwork. So rather than doing it real lovely and perfect, I'm going to just do it, right? So that it looks like it's, I mean, you'll see in a minute what I'm talking about. Micron pens, yes to the sale. Result. So like I say, if you're in the club, brilliant. If your membership has lapsed, get it sorted, because I think over the next few months, it's going to be just going from strength to strength. And also, if you're coming to the open days or the workshops, you know, you get the discount applies to those as well, or the online workshops. So you don't even know what you're missing. There you go. See? So now I've done that. So I can add, you know, when people do a little bit of this kind of funky joinery, and I like this kind of thing where you put little bits. See, it's starting to look like something, you know, and I'm just giving you some ideas, but you get where I'm coming from here, don't you? You know, you can join, you can make signs, you can. It's very sort of arty, isn't it? Little dots like that, little dots, and all we're doing is drawing. But the main thrust, main thing is that you've got all those different buttons, and well, and my point is, it's a fiver. It's a fiver for all those, plus the masks. The masks are usually £3. So fill your boots. That's what I'm saying. That's the demo. I think this would be really lovely. And what I would do when I've done all my doodling, I'd rub out my pencil marks, and maybe I'd go in with a little bit of colour, a little bit of Pergolina colour. They're also in the sale because Pergamano is the same gig. Okay, it's clarity. It comes under the roof, the home, the mothership. So yeah. So there you go. Everything's half price. I'm going to put that little button back, and then I've got 5 minutes to do a really cool gallery. If you're up for it, let me just find me. I really like these buttons. I might have another little play on my blog. Okay, so one more little look. That's the idea. Loads and loads of options. Really cool. Okay. Right, done that. Tickety-boo. We're going to be back at 2. Tickety-boo. And there's the club. There's raindrops. R for rain. Next thing. Oh, okay. I mustn't forget, before you start leaving me, another big announcement today. Okay. I told you all the different things that we're doing at Clarity Social TV this week. Now, let's talk about Friday again, because on Friday, I shall be here at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, and I will be shining a light on some beautiful stamps. Now, Paul won't be here on Friday because today's the day that we tell you that we're also going to take Pergamano up to Hobbymaker. Yeah, that's a pretty big announcement, actually. So at 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock, 1 o'clock, put it in your diary, and 5 o'clock on Friday, this coming Friday, our Paul will be taking himself up to Hobbymaker TV, and he'll be showcasing a brand new collection, a modest, starting small and growing collection at Hobbymaker. So there you go. That's a decision that we made, and it's been in the pipeline for a while, and it's a necessary move, and I'm sure that you trust that we know what we're doing. So that's where Paul's going to be on Friday. Right. Didn't want to forget that because it is really important. The idea is that we're going to cast our net a little bit further. Got to be done. And what better way to do it than mainstream TV? So now back to social TV. I want to shine a light on some really lovely stamps. So I'm going to show you. There are 2 sets of 3, but you can buy them all. It's just for the sake of convenience, right? We've got these 2 bundles. Let me just pan out a little bit, and now I'm going to show you these because these are pretty spectacular. These are my favourite things, right? They're 3-way overlay stamps. You know that they work on their own. That works, the line up, that fits in there, that fits in there. It's quite a fantastic collection. Now, normally, let's say that these are £20 each usually. In the club, right? So that would be 20, 40, 60 pounds, 59.97. In the club, they are now £10 each. So that's 10, 20, 30. So the half price sale is a half price. So you're saving half. You literally pay half. And the thing to remember is if you don't want all three of them, you can just buy the chamomile, you can just buy the cornflower, you can just buy the marigold. Okay, so in other words, instead of £20, it's £10, £10, £10. We're not asking you if you can't afford all three, you don't need all three. But for one-stop shoppers who want the lot, click that button, you've got all three in your basket at once. Okay, so let me show you, because there's another set. Let me just give you this. If you're looking at the bundle, let's take a look. So the bundle is 11860, and that's for the chamomile, the cornflower, and the marigold. Then there's another bundle, which is 11861. That one's gorgeous. It's the daisy, the periwinkle, and the primrose. So I know where you're looking at the moment, they all look the same. Believe you me, these they couldn't be more different when they're in situ. So what I want to do is now, right, I'm standing up for this one. I'm going to just start showing you some gorgeous artwork, and we'll go through the first three. You all right for this? This is the gallery time now. So I'll just pop this over there, and I'll show you now the different sets one at a time. So the first, let's go to the first three, and then I'll show you. But remember, they're available individually. So we're going to look at this set first, which is 11860 if you want all three. But we're looking at them individually. Chamomile. Excuse me. I'm going to pull out a little bit so you can see it. These are beautiful, large, bold stamps. If I was to put this on a coaster, there you see the size of them, just so you understand. These are beautiful stamps. Right. They're called 3-way overlays. I'll just explain it on the first one, and then the next ones will be self-explanatory. So you've got the outline. This is a chamomile. You've got the infill. So the number 2 stamp infills the image, right? And then you've got the number 3 stamp, which infills the background. There are the stamps. The individual number on this one, let me get my tea or coffee out of the way before we have a calamity. The individual number on this is 11844. Now, let me show you. I think I'm going to get rid of the mat. Let me show you some artwork. Absolutely fantastic. Here we go. Sam Crow. Sam Crow. I'm just going to do a little gallery now without shouting too much about, because it would take me too long. If I just come in a bit closer. Right, let's go again. And I'm just going to show you the cards. Okay. And I'll just show you how they're put together. There's another Sam Crow, a tag. This is a beautiful one, Jane Telford, chamomile. So you can see the backgrounds. Isn't that something? Hey, isn't that something? Positive infill, negative in the background. Elaine Milner. These are glorious. Jane Telford, she made a notelet, a booklet. There's the art diary. There's one on print, Andy Duggan. Jane Telford. This is a lovely one. See, so you use all three. There you go. Pretty spectacular artwork. So that's the first one. Let's go to the next one. This is that set of 3 that I was talking about. So we've done the, no, not that one. Sorry. We've done the chamomile, and now we're going to the cornflower. I can't even say that the cornflower is my favourite. Having said that, I just love them all. I love these. The original artwork is Mel Turner. So you can see the outline, the infill. There you go. There's the big stamps again. Let's look at some artwork. Let's look at some artwork. So we've got Linda Spencer. Here we go. We've got, and you know all the different techniques. There's one on parchment. That's rather lovely. See, there's a bauble. That's a clever one. Dee Paramore using the bubble stencils. Love that. There's a lovely one. Grungy. I know that one without looking. Carol Pankstello. Love the way she's outlined the, that's one of mine. Just a bit of colouring, taking a bit of colour out of the designer paper. This is a Sam Crow special. Love, love, love. There you go, Julie Dunn, beautiful backgrounds. And this is also a Sam Crow. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is mixed media at its best. So the thing about these stamps, what I love about these stamps is that they're clean and tidy, but they also work amazingly for mixed media, grungy, journaling, scrapbooking. So let me take, like I really, really like this one too. So we've got the Marigold here, 11847. Now, so this is the third one in this set here. But that's, remember what I said though, this is a tenner. You don't have to buy all of them. I would just say this is a once a year kind of twice a year opportunity. Maybe January or February now you get the, maybe now you buy one set, and then in July when we have our next members sale, you get the second set. You know, these are lovely. Look, see, I like this where you just use the out and the background and you leave the image. See this one, instead of using the background, you use the infill of the flower. Do you see? There you go. Really fantastic artwork. Sam Crow again. So when you come to the open days, yeah, Sam's obviously, she's going to be there. I'm going to be there. There are loads of us going to be there. Love that. Clean and tidy. Sheila Metzeler. Yeah, and the open days, I'm sure Paul will give you, because why don't you put your tickets, why don't you get the tickets while you're doing your, they're not in the half price sale, I don't think, the tickets, but you ought to come down and have a day with us, or come and do one of Linda's workshops or my workshops on the Sunday. That'd be fun. Right, now let's look at the second set. Yep, same sketch. Buy them individually for £10, that's half price, or buy all three of them for £29.99. That's the instant bundle, 11861, and then individually, let's have a look at them. So individually, first of all, this is a gorgeous one. I think I use this one more than any other one. I know I've used this on my pottery as well, the daisy. The daisy. See, they just, I know you're looking at them in black, but when you see them in different colors, they really come to life. So that's D. Yeah. So you can make it as busy or as quiet as you choose. So this is a lovely one. There you go. Carol Pankstello. Let me just grab that. See, isn't that nice? Let me just check something. No, they don't come with masks. You don't need a mask for this. Right, there you go. That's a cool one with a drop shadow. A little bit like what we did in the Arthur Rain. Look, see what a difference it makes when you put a bit of a depth on it. That's all one layer. Interesting, isn't it? So that's the daisy overlay, 11846. Right, next one. This is the plan, right? So I just knew I wanted to show you the floral overlay collection. It's my favorites, you know. I need to see. I went over the website last week and I said, I love them, I love them, I love them, I love that, I love those buttons. The three-way overlays are my absolute faves. Boom, 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 pull, 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 pull. And then poor old Jilly and Paul have had to react, and now they're all in boxes, they're all ready to be showcased each day, all my favorites, you know. So that's why this is happening. Okay, and it's a great way to shine a light on what we're doing. And also, so this is a periwinkle. So let's take a look at the black line art so you can see it really nicely. It's gorgeous. Now let's have a look at some artwork. Elaine Milner, glazed. See, that's the other thing, is you can use that to glaze. So you're spot glazing. This could be matte, the flowers could be matte, and the background can be glossy. Sheila Metzeler, this is a great one. Look at that. Sheila Metzeler again. There we are. So you can do, yeah, there's a collection of these by Andy Duggan. Each one has got its own set. And you can use them in the background. There's Andy Duggan again. You can use them clean and simple. There you go. Splash of colour. All beautiful. Right, so, and last but not least, let me show you the last but not least. We've got the, so that was the periwinkle 11848. And then we've got 11849, the primrose. Really lovely. Primrose. And I've just got a couple of pieces of artwork, and then I'm going to love you and leave you. There you go. So that's that. All done. All done. And we're not too far overstretched. Thank you so much for joining me. Cool, we've had a busy hour. We started with the R for rain, didn't we? We talked about the buttons, and we put the buttons in the I love you, which I think came out rather nicely for a very, so let's have a look. What have we done? Just to recap, we've done the teardrop. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Just wanted to get that back in there. Then we got the I love you with the buttons. And then we've got the sail. Da, 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 da. Yeah. So we've got the members sail. And don't forget, if you're not in the club, now's the time to join. Thank you very much for coming in and spending your Monday morning with me, and we will see you at 2 o'clock. I think it's going to be Paul and me at 2. So thanks very much. Lots of love, and go easy.